The next developer to be put under the microscope is Mike from Empire Homes. How will he shape up under the stare of our three tough deal makers? Let's find out. Mike, welcome along to The Deal.
Hey, nice to meet you, Ed.
Now, you've seen the show before. How fast is the blood pumping right now?
Yeah, adrenaline's there. It's probably a bit nervous presenting to the deal makers today, but I feel like we've got some good projects to present to them, and hopefully they'll see what we see and come up with three deals at the end of the day.
And you're here to do a deal today. How much room have you got for negotiation?
Well, the deal we're going to present is sort of a fixed price deal. Probably not a lot of room in negotiation, but you'll see the final project we present will blow them away, we believe.
Yeah, so you're hoping to blow away the three deal makers. Two new ones this season. Of the three, who do you think is going to be the toughest?
I actually think Mickey might be pretty tough and crack down on us with some serious hard questions. Andrew's always pretty steady and throws hard questions and crunches the numbers pretty hard, but I haven't met Vanessa, but we'll see what Vanessa throws our way.
Oh, well, we'll see afterwards. Best of luck, and let's see if we can do a deal.
Nice, thanks, Ed.
It's a tough property market. Developers are struggling to sell their properties. Opus Partners is one of the only companies investors trust when buying new builds. So there's a lot on the line for Mike. If he can get 2 yeses from our 3 deal makers, then his properties will be offered to hundreds of Opus clients, almost guaranteeing a sellout. But if the deal makers aren't impressed, Mike goes home empty-handed.
Good afternoon, the deal makers. Thank you for the opportunity to present to you guys today. My name's Mike Dew from Empire Homes. I come here today to present to you. I'll give you one of these booklets each to study up some info. So the project I'd like to present to you deal makers today to consider is this project here in 109 Lady Isaac Drive in Rolleston. And this project here is a duplex build for property investors. So we have presented to you a 3+2 bedroom, so 5 bedroom, 3 bathroom, 2 garages that basically will return your investors a very good rental return on their investment. The rental appraisals should achieve, and this is conservative, $1,080 a week rent. This project is a $1,085,000 project, and the sales appraisal, once you hit those capital gains, if the investor chooses to on sell that down the track, between 1.1 and 1.2 million. So there's capital gains straight away, right at the start. So yeah, thanks for the opportunity, and feel free to ask any questions on this project.
Mike, talk me through those capital gains you mentioned.
So in Rolleston, obviously there's a huge demand for rental in Rolleston. Rolleston's a large city, growing town, one of the biggest growing regions in Canterbury and in New Zealand for that matter. It's so obviously we have a section, we've got basically getting two duplexes on one title. So you've got 5 bedrooms, you've got a 3 bedroom unit and a 2 bedroom unit. So predominantly for the 3 bedroom, you'd be looking at around about the sort of $580 a week rent for the 3 bedroom and $500 for the 2 bedroom. So $1,080 a week. That should give you a rent return on investment at about 5.2%.
But you mentioned capital growth, instant capital growth. I didn't quite catch that.
So the build project itself is land at 385, and the build contract at so it's house and land package, but the build is around 700 breakdown, and then the capital growth on that because it's like a wholesale rate basically where the valuations stack up over between 1.1 and 1.2. So there's a capital growth right from the word go.
So 1.1 means there's 15K worth of uplift in that, but you've paid interest during construction of, call it, $70,000?
Yeah, roughly 70. Well,
So you pay 70 to get 15.
pay 70 to get 15. I've got that incorporated into my build contract, so we're not paying that over and above.
But if an investor signs up for a house and land package, they're going to pay interest on their build during construction. Is that right?
Well, this is a turnkey option.
This is turnkey.
Correct. So it's turnkey option.
Some new builds require you to pay the mortgage while the property is being built, with no rent coming in. The Prince of Property has confirmed this isn't one of those properties.
So we're not staged payments, we're full turnkey option. So no, your investors won't be paying the interest on during the build of construction. Yeah.
Hi Mike, I'm Mickey.
Hey Mickey.
Of this typology, how many have you built?
The duplex model, we've done 22 last year. So we're pretty professional at building duplexes now.
Hi Mike, I'm Vanessa.
Hey Vanessa, nice to meet you.
Can you just talk a little bit about your build timeframes of the 22 that you've completed? Did they all complete on schedule?
Yeah, they all complete on schedule. So we run a pretty stringent build schedule. We're pretty tough on our trades to make sure we turn those times and maintain those build times. We don't have any issues with supply of material or product. Our timeframes at the moment, so we allow 42 weeks, so between 9 to 10 months for the full process. So three months for the pre-construction processes for council to do the resource consents required and building consents. And then we're 5 to 6 months on the build schedule itself, the construction activity on site.
So property goes under contract, 3 months council, and then build and complete.
Correct, yeah.
Done. Mike, I did a company search, register search as well. Module Canterbury came up in liquidation.
Yeah.
What is your role in that?
So I exited Module Canterbury probably about 5 years ago. Module Canterbury hasn't traded for 5 years at all. So when I left Module Canterbury, which is a small company doing prefabricated kit sets, it was again amicable. Because I haven't been involved in that part of the business for over 5 years, I've removed myself as a shareholder and a director. So that's recently liquidated under someone else's name, not under my name.
Your name comes up on the liquidators report.
Yep, so I can guarantee that we have an agreement in the background that I was removed as a director 5 years ago and as a shareholder. So it was basically kept dormant for tax purposes. So the other shareholder could reap the benefits of using the tax credits basically.
Vanessa doesn't seem convinced.
Are you a director of any other entities that you have been dormant on?
Zero, no. No.
What made you move to Christchurch from Queenstown?
To be fair, I played a bit of football, bit of rugby, and my partner's family at the time was living in Canterbury, so I was to be closer to home and start a family. So I'm a very family-orientated person, and I even have my son who's 20. He's on the tools working for the company. So, and my younger son's in the trade as well. So it's about really building a lifestyle for my family.
Are you on the tools for this particular project?
So I've got a team of builders that work with me. I'm not on the tools every day. I'm on site every day as a project manager. So I run all my projects. I run all the trades on site. I run a build scheduled software that we give our investor clients access to, and we do daily logs on site and photos that we upload and allow our investors to keep track of their projects.
And what type of investors buying this so far?
Well, investors that are looking for good return on their investment and looking for capital gains. So we've got investors all around New Zealand that we've built properties like this for, and they're now reaping those rewards, definitely.
So would you call this a growth asset or a yield asset?
To be honest, I'd start with a yield asset because they're getting the return on their investment straight away. But they've got the capital gains there for the growth when they choose to sell 10 years down the track, if they choose to sell.
So thinking about who that future buyer is, and this is Mickey's domain, who do you think is going to buy that property in the future?
In the future, we feel like if an investor client now leans in and they like this project, they reap the return on their investment over the next 10 years, then they decide to sell the project, sell it on. We can then split that into two titles. We can subdivide. Everything we do is future-proof for the subdivide option. So they're for first home buyers, that small families, and they introduce the mother-in-law to come and stay in the 3-bedroom next door or 2-bedroom next door.
That's generous. Inviting your mother-in-law.
It's very generous. You have to get on with the mother-in-law.
Down.
Mike, you mentioned future-proofed. Tell me a little bit more about that.
So some of the land that we have a procurement team out sort of procuring the land. Some developers will allow duplex, some will allow us to subdivide the section straight away. So when we talk about future-proofing, we run all of our services, all our sewer, stormwater, infrastructure, all our power, water are all split at the boundary, ready for future subdivide. Not all developers will allow subdivide immediately, or councils' zoning rules will allow the subdivide immediately. So we're just making sure that we are capturing the option for our investors to subdivide later on and get those extra capital gains down the track.
So this won't be subdivided at this stage?
This project at this price is not subdivided at this stage.
Can it be subdivided?
This section can be subdivided.
And what would the cost of that be?
The cost to subdivide is obviously around about $35,000 to $45,000.
So call it 40. What would be the value uplift, do you think, by doing that?
I honestly believe the gain for the end user is in the vicinity of $100,000 to $150,000.
Have you got any evidence of that?
The evidence is in the evidence will be in the sales appraisals we've received, and not so much in the sales appraisal you have in front of you, because that doesn't allow for the subdivide. But
so a real estate agent.
Yeah, correct. A real estate.
We know how much we trust them.
We tell no lies.
So there is a bit of evidence in that with some projects we have subdivided. We've done a couple of projects in Mosgiel where our build cost was 1.2 and the gains, the sales, our clients decided to on-sell that at 1.550. So straight away there's huge gains right there.
Was that the market or was that just the construction?
That's actual sale. That's an actual sale through an agent.
Give us a bit of background on you. What made you decide to become a developer?
This is my passion, basically. This is my lifestyle, my passion. I'm hugely committed to developing projects to go to market. I live in dream construction, so my father was a farmer and he always wanted to be a builder. I didn't want to be a farmer, so I chose to be a builder. And I've never looked back. So I love the industry, I love the people in the industry, and I love handing over a finished project to investors, knowing that they are going to reap the rewards down the track.
Can I ask how you pay your contractors? What's the process? Do the job, then get paid? You tell me.
Yeah, so we have, in some cases with suppliers, I have service level agreements with big suppliers, and that helps with our buying power based on the volume of work that we turn over. And then with contractors, I treat a lot of, like my contract builders, I treat them like wage builders, so they all get paid within 7 days.
Do you have any cash flow issues with being a turnkey, not going to get paid until completion? So we've got 9 months in between. How do you manage your cash flow?
Yeah, so I forecast my builds, I forecast my cash flow. I back cost every single job down to each screw and nail that I put in each of our homes. So in the last 4 years I've been building and primarily doing these homes, they're cash flow positive. I haven't had any issue with my cash flow.
Mike, can you just run me through the layout of one of your dual key properties? A lot of people have seen dual key apartments, but they often haven't seen the sort of dual key standalone home.
Yeah, so to talk about dual key, in my eyes, you've got dual key and you've got duplex.
Apologies. Yep.
Yeah, so dual key, as you know, dual key is pretty much one entry diverts into one standalone property and a second standalone property, whereas our duplex builds have two separate entry points, access points. In this case, we've got a shared driveway right away. We can offer 2 healthy homes assessment reports that to support we meet all the insulation requirements. We have double glazing, we have thermally broken windows, and we run 2 separate power, water, fibre to each side of the duplex, so each property, and so basically you're getting 2 separate tenancies.
2 letterboxes?
2 letterboxes, Mickey. Yeah.
How often would you be on site for a single build?
So on site for a single build, I can easily spend 3 to 4 hours on site for a single build.
Every week, or?
I will be on all of those sites every week, correct.
All sites every week?
Yeah.
Mike, Rolleston kind of comes across as a family town. Is this particular product going to suit that typology? Like family of 4, 5? Are they going to want to rent there?
I'd love them to move into one of our homes, to be honest. But
is this what they're looking for? Your average tenant?
Our average tenants are looking for, definitely looking for. We create good outdoor living. Our sections are hand-picked, so we know there's reserves in the vicinity for the kids and families to play. We've got 2 k's down the road, we've got pool complexes and high schools. There's 8 primary schools in Rolleston. The second high school's getting built in Rolleston now. We've got Olympic swimming pools down the road. We've got the gymnasiums with the netball courts and the volleyball courts for families and community to grow and develop. And we're only 2 k's down the road from all those facilities. So I believe Rolleston's the best place for families to grow up.
Mike, I want to talk price. You said you weren't the cheapest. You're not the most expensive. How do you compare to your competitors?
Look, we honestly, we know that we're not the cheapest all the time. We offer a better level of specification than the cheapest. There's companies out there that are cheaper than us and their specification probably isn't as good as us. We are more worried about handing over quality than quantity. So we know our end product will satisfy you, the investor clients. At the end of the day, we could look at a point of difference and upspec some of our appliances and some of our potential fittings and fixtures. But at the end of the day, is that going to give the rental client extra return on his investment? Probably not. So, happy to understand your thoughts on that, Mickey.
Wouldn't somebody just buy a 4-bedroom house for $750,000?
And only get a rental return of, what would a rental return be?
4.5% probably, 4.5%. So you're 0.5% shy.
Yeah, so to answer that, I believe the investor client in this situation is getting a very good deal for their $1,085,000. Like if we were to subdivide that into a 3-bedroom,
but you're not at this stage. And if it's a 5% yield and today's interest rate is 7%, 2% difference on that sort of mortgage, you're talking 22K top up just on your mortgage alone, then say another 15 grand worth of other costs, you're 37 grand out of pocket for a yield product. That doesn't make sense to me.
For me, it's about growth for families in Rolleston. It's about...
I thought you said it was about instant return though.
Instant return on your investment.
Yeah, so negative 37 grand worth of instant return.
So you tell me, can a 4-bedroom home gain $150,000 to $200,000 capital gains down the track?
Well, you're not paying 35 grand a year top up to own a 4-bedroom home.
Fair call. I don't probably have the answer for that right now, to be honest with you, Andrew, Mickey, but if I could come back to you on that.
Well, Mike, I'll kick off the decision making. I've been lucky enough to have a look through one of your projects that was nearing completion. I'm quite impressed with it, admittedly. I like your background. I feel like you've got a good understanding of what your role is in all of this. I'm happy to do a deal.
Thanks, Mickey. Appreciate you coming on board.
Mike, I like that you know your numbers and you know how many screws and nails go into the home to the T, and that you're on site and managing the projects and you have an in-depth knowledge of where everyone is at. I like that you manage your cash flow so well, and that you finish construction on time and complete on time. At the end of the day, for me, it's knowing that the people that we are, the properties and developments that we show to clients, that they are going to be completed, that the people standing behind it are fit and proper, and that they are fit for purpose. So for those reasons, I am going to say yes to the deal.
Fantastic. Thanks, Vanessa.
Look, I think this is a very specific investor type that would go for this. I think that someone that maybe wants to live in one part and rent out the other, that's a great way of getting into the housing market if they've got sufficient deposit, or for an investor that's got cash, because then it doesn't matter that interest rates are 7% because you're generating $1,000 a week income. So for those people, it's going to be suitable for, but you've got to get that balance right with the investor. I'd do a deal.
Thanks, Andrew.
So Mike has got the deal and the approval he needs. His properties will now be offered to hundreds of Opus Partners clients. It makes it much easier for him to find buyers and sell his properties even in a tough market. If you want to look closer at this property, go to thedeal.co to download the property pack and book a meeting with a financial advisor. Let's see how he's feeling.
Well done, Mike. You did a deal today.
How good was that, Ed?
And in terms of the questions you got asked today, if you had to pick, which one was the toughest one?
To be honest, Vanessa was pretty hard on me. She definitely rode me on a few tough questions. I'm glad I was in a position to answer them and knew most of them. But yeah, they were all pretty fair and reasonable at the end of the day.
Well, Mike, thanks for coming on the show and congratulations again on doing a deal.
Nice work. Thank you. Take care.